the Doomtree crew live in the UBS Forum on 89.3, the current. It's like, how do you guys do this? An amazingly successful year, Dessa having a great year, Sims having a great year. How do you come to collect as a collective and kind of intertwine those individual personas that you've all developed and make a collective album?
By mistake.
Do you?
I mean, probably. I think since the last record that we made, all of us have gotten a lot better at what we personally do, you know? So when Laserbeak told us at a meeting, he's like, all right, we're making a record starting in 2 weeks, so clear some time.
So when was that, Steph?
That was probably in like March of last year,
yeah,
I'd say.
This year.
This year.
Yeah.
March of this year.
I know. Laserbeak is just stunned. I read his blog every Tuesday, and he's like, I cannot believe this thing came together as quickly as it did. To get a collective of artists like this to collaborate and do it quickly. Do you think that was the essence, though, Laserbeak, that you had to do it quickly?
I mean, I think it helped. It lit a fire under us, for sure. We had a release date set before we had any songs written, so that was my bad. I apologize. I won't do that again.
That was his good. I think you should. It totally...
That was his good, for sure. Not your bad.
But you know, with 7 people, even with 1 or 2 people, I've never been a part of a record ever in my life that you start making the songs, you record, mix, and you actually put the album out in the same 12-month period, and we did this in 9 months.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
That is crazy.
I think a lot of that really does go to Laserbeak's skill at rounding us all up and Cecil's commitment to making sure things were sounding really good. Those two kind of executive produced the sound of what the record ended up being. So.
Name one other miracle that happens in 9 months. You can't do it. This is the only one.
There's none.
That's beautiful. Thanks, Dessa. Sims, was the idea of the blowout, did you want to, like, you've timed it perfectly. The album's come out right before you've taken over First Avenue and the 7th Street entry for a whole week. I mean, was that part of the plan too?
Actually, that's a plan that First Avenue set for us last year. We were done with our 3rd day, because I don't know if you guys remember that snowstorm that happened last year on the 2nd day of the blowout, but you know, people are like skiing down to First Avenue to come see us. Literally, people showed up with skis on. I was like, like, you know, they're still delivering pizza. Like, the whole city is shut down, but you can get pizza. You know what I mean? Like, stay home.
Yeah.
But, you know, so we did a 3rd night, and then I think that kind of like set something up with like a bond between Doomtree and First Avenue at that point. And when we were done with the 3rd show, they were like, so Sonia opened up her book and was like, this is what I want to do next year, and pointed to a week.
I gotta stop you, like, right before that. I went in there and I kicked the door down.
Did you?
And I was like, next year I want to do every day and a lock-in. And she was like, I don't know if we can legally do that.
I think she said, Steph, please put the gun down. We can
I'm going
talk
to
about
stop
this
you
like
right
adults.
there, because I believe I was coming home on the way from the 2nd blowout, thinking about the next day that we were going to do. And I was like, wait, blowout 7? There's 7 of us. We should do 7 days. It was my idea.
So I don't know, man.
Just so everybody is clear.
This is the end of Doomtree.
might
We're
have
never
been
sure
in
when we're
7th
over.
grade.
I'm pretty sure I thought of that one, dude.
If you allow me to circle back to the first question of how do you do this as a collective,
This explains it.
it's a lot of like knowing each other well and not really caring what anyone else is like. Like, you know, we all know each other well enough to like be like, yeah, it was your idea.
It was not.
It wasn't. But you just kind of, you know, everyone just kind of rolls with each other and deals with each other. And that's how we get around each other's egos and get around each other's styles, because we have like a friendship that supersedes all of that, I think.
Yeah.
It begins with a flash. I know they say it ends the same, but a skill, but a chance. Now every player gets the game. We start with these planets waltzing through the darkness. Shift the axis, that one's ours. Zoom the camera and cue lights up, dim the stars. We paint the stone, paint our pictures on the wall.
The album is entitled No Kings, and I hope I've told you guys this before, but I'm really seriously proud that you come from the Twin Cities and represent our local music scene, especially having you talk about the collaboration and the unique way that you make music. And these guys, when the album came out, the first day was this, iTunes, top 10, national.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
That was. And so No Kings, Dessa, does the title mean that the crew are kind of in support of a matriarchal system?
Yeah, no. No, I think it's essentially egalitarian, you know?
Yeah.
Seek not to suppress and don't tolerate any oppression. Kind of carve your own path. Yeah.
Awesome. And you guys do that in a very unique way. I only learned this summer when I was talking to you guys. When you come together as the collective, you try and make not just majority decisions. How does the decision-making process work?
I mean, we basically are a co-op of sorts. Everyone who is in Doomtree owns a piece of Doomtree as a business. So we make decisions with equal share.
Right.
And so most of the decisions made are unanimous decisions. And then at some point we have some hierarchy within the structure of Doomtree where there's small decisions or even some medium to large decisions that just get made and everyone's cool with it by this point. You know, because it keeps things going faster.
Yeah. It keeps things going faster, but it also took us. I mean, having everything being decided by a committee at all times, 100% of the time, made everything take a good 2-3 years longer than it was supposed to.
Right.
So at this point in 10 years, we have a lot more just defined roles in the business and things like that. So there's no decisions that people don't want being made that are just being made, but we've got enough practice by now that people feel comfortable making a lot of decisions on behalf of everybody.
Cool.
And this is on the heels of like 8 straight years every Wednesday Doomtree meeting with like action items and all that stuff too. So
no, I think that's seriously important. I mean, I think that's behind what Dessa said. Was the result of your process is that work you've put in, learning how each other work and how to communicate, right?
We were trying to be quiet, but you incited a riot, conquered, divided. We learned and applied it. Arrogance, audacity, your love from a magazine. My love load a magazine, and she be shooting all you duck.
A lot of good stuff on Doomtree.net. If I haven't said that before, well done on the website and the upkeep. Especially Tuesdays with Laserbeak is my favorite time to check in to the website. And shout outs to your video guys. Do you want to say, because there's a lot of collaborative artists behind you guys making you look good. And who designed the cool pin, which Sims, thank you for my pin. And I'm expecting a hoodie when they come through.
Well, the logo and the cover of the record was designed by Cecil. It was just something he had drawn. He drawn for me.
Yeah, I hit up Cecil and I was like, "Can you send me that crossed out crown? I want to get a tattoo of it."
I used to put them on walls and trains all the time.
Oh, really?
So
I got a tattoo of it with Mike when we were in California in last February. Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's who designed the pin.
Sweet.
I'm a designer.
You are.
But you're talking about collaborative artists and people that help out. Yeah, I think Isaac Gale made the bolt cutter video.
Several videos for us over time.
Yeah,
Maria.
Yep, he's made a lot of our videos. And Maria Uenig. And
we can't forget about the kid, Young Baby and or other.
Young Baby and or other.
All of our promo
Young
videos,
Steakhouse.
all the stuff that you see that's like promo clips and all that stuff. He just basically taught himself how to use Final Cut Pro or something.
Yeah, this is the guy that he's been like a friend of ours. He's from Bakersfield, and he's been a friend of ours from touring for years and years and years. And just in the last couple of years, he just like picked up his life and moved here to like start out as an intern with us, and then taught himself Final Cut and taught himself all of our systems, and was like the first employee and like all this stuff. He's a great asset.
I think he's a pretty good story as far as anyone who wants to get involved in the music industry. Like, there's not a job waiting for you. You have to sort of carve yourself a job and make yourself absolutely necessary to that organization that you associate with. And he wasn't necessary when he moved here, and now I can't imagine Doomtree running without him at this moment. So,
That's sweet. So give a round of applause for Andrew for supporting this.
Andrew for calling out
Ander.
Yeah,
the proper
Young Baby and or other.
Young Baby.
A round of applause for Young Baby and or
Salem
other.
Ander.
So when you guys get around to writing your book, because I know that's got to happen, you got to tell this story. I'm serious, you guys. I say this to you all the time. This is a unique story that has to be told some way, and maybe I'm old-fashioned. I still like books, but some way kind of encapsulate this and do it so people can learn from it. And if you were put on the spot, we all know great stories, great books have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So where is this in the Doomtree?
You can never tell when Doomtree's over, man.
I feel like we just ended the beginning. So this is the beginning of the middle part that's far from the end, but it's the beginning of the middle end part.
It is incredibly tricky to I feel like people ask pretty often, like, isn't it awesome? And it's like, there's no time for it to be awesome. It is too hard, and there's too much work to do to like sit and think about things being awesome. You gotta just, I mean, that's like the thing with any kind of profession that you're choosing that does not have like a clear clock in, clock out kind of vibe. Like there's a lot of work, you know? And I feel like if we were the kind of people who in 2008, when people were like, Doomtree self-titled album is great, to be like, oh, it's great, let's just sit back and like enjoy this, we probably would not have another record or have, you know, I just don't think there's time for celebration yet.
What's this,
or
a coral? Get out of my way.
There's no way to call where we are yet. We
There's
just
like
gotta keep
an
going.
industry of a closing window, and you don't know where you are within that closing window. So we're just gonna keep like driving through it as fast as we can. You know, like 'cause you don't know when it ends. And I honestly, 10 years ago when I joined Doomtree, did not expect myself to be with Doomtree now. I didn't think that this would be like around, you know. And when we started the first Blowout 7 years ago, we didn't think that we were gonna do 7 of these in a row. You know, like
we did the first Blowout to see what would happen if we put together a show that just had Doomtree on the bill, and see if we can get anybody to come to our show without having like, you know, a bigger rapper on the bill to draw people. We just wanted to see what it would actually look like.
Right. Well, keep it going, please. And I hope it's all that you dream that it can be, because it's great having you around and making this music. Sims, Dessa, POS, Cecil Utter, Mike Micklon, Paper Tiger, Laserbeak on the beats. Ladies and gentlemen, Doomtree.
10 years in our lane, Doomtree, bang-a-rang. When it breaks, we'll know it's time. We'll know it's up to us to fix it. When it aches to make it smile, we'll pick it. Till then we'll steer it. Get us there, we'll swim the distance. Fear after persistence. Kill my cuts with all decisions.